Hello, my name is Kimmery Tarver, and I will be presenting an informative speech on learning styles. If you were to ask a teacher many years ago about how smart I was, I could honestly say that my brain should be considered pretty dense. It was a struggle for me to be able to grasp hold of things that were shown to me, one on one directions. The instruction was very hard for me to grasp hold of. Starting from my math class when I was younger, um, and then in my English class at the end of the day, it was very, very, very hard for me to learn. And then one time I was transferred into a teacher's class, Miss Salisbury, and she taught me through dances. So it was kind of like a physical touch, hands-on type teaching, and it was called the Tootie Tot. And I remember the physical memory and using my gift such as sports and singing and even dancing to help me remember things in class. Like I would make up my own songs. At that age, I didn't know it, but she had tapped into my learning style, making it easier for me to understand the variety of things in the classroom. I take that with me through the rest of my middle school. I did it in high school, and I even do it now in college. With this in mind, I started to figure out that students can be visual learners, auditory learners, kinesthetic learners, or even reading and writing type learner that manages to help students consume the things that they are taught. Um, these learning styles are used as an assistance in the education field. It's used a lot there with a strong impact from a teacher as my teacher had on me. I had decided to look into the different learning styles that um, I was because I wanted to know. It was very important to me because of the things that I were going through and attempted to go through in elementary. So let's talk about the different types of learning styles. Things such as the Bloom taxonomy and Kolb's model spoke wonders for our education system, making a new way for the learning styles. An idea of a learning style started in 1904. Research created upon visual or oral learners, generating the first official test by Albert Binet, a French psychologist. Once Binet had done this, he generated interest in the different types of learning style. The learning styles became next in 1907 by Dr. Maria Montessori, who invented the Montessori method of education. Montessori is very, 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 I would say it's used a lot in the daycare and pre kindergarten stages, and that's where though that particular learning style is incorporated. Um, while she had started, when she started to use this method, she took the ability to enhance learning styles within the students. Montessori believed that students they didn't demonstrate the mastery of the subject through like a multiple choice answer sheet, but through the actions that they displayed. The study of education had fallen for like about 50 years before starting back in the 50s. The pause was only because the tremendous um, rise in the IQ and academic achievements. In 1956, Benjamin Bloom he developed a system known as the Bloom taxonomy, and that really focused on the different learning, um, on the difference in learning. But depending on the information provided when determining the history of the learning styles, there are a variety of learning styles. Um, Learning tend to come in four phases: feeling, reflection, learning, and doing. Um, being that children are expected to consume knowledge, there are different ways that we can go about the such things. There are a variety of ways children, teenagers, as well as adults tend to embrace the knowledge expressed to them. You have kinesthetic learners, visual learners, and auditory learners, as I said before. Personally, my style is the kinesthetic. It has been since I was younger. With most people, it possibly changed from time to time. It's where I learn best with moving my body and activating small and large muscles. Um, as I learn, I will always be considered a hands on learner. Um, 50% of the secondary students tend to be a kinesthetic learner, learning completely by doing. I am a person that I have to touch something, and a kinesthetic learner is a person that once you touch it and you actually do it hands on, instead of it being taught to you through instruction and through lecture, um, it's easier for us to understand, and it would incorporate tests and everything, like, in certain things like that. Visual learners, they make it by writing, picture it in their minds or something on that end. Diagrams, charts, pictures, and instructional videos. It's about 40% of the secondary children that are visual learners. Auditory learners, they learn best when they are taught the facts in a poem or a song. So I used this technique when I was younger, and I use it now some within a lecture, or when I'm using oral skills or something like that on a like, for instance, a speech. Um, that's all I have on the history of the learning styles. Um, and I hope this is a help to you, and it would be to your benefit to learn about what different style of a learner that you are. And for many years, the learning styles have been very valuable in education and how teachers recognize the amount of difference within a child in a classroom. Therefore, the next time that you're having problems with understanding something in the classroom, be sure to communicate that with your teacher and see what the teaching material can be explained to you or taught to you in a different way. That's my speech. Thank you, Kimmery Tarver.